Welcome back, everyone. Not Ever here again. And today we're going to wrap up turn 2. We've just finished turn 2, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'm also going to tell you right now, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. What I was originally planning on doing was having 3 videos per turn, plus maybe a wrap-up video. But I think what might be a better plan is to do the 3 videos. I'll still do that. Well, then I'll do these wrap-up videos that'll, that'll explain the last turn that just passed, as well as the plans for the next turn, to kind of give an idea of what's happening, so that, if you don't have, say like 3 hours a day to watch videos on the internet by me, which makes sense, that's pretty much everyone in the world, you can just, catch the wrap-up video, which will hopefully after this one be like under 15 to 15 minutes-ish, explaining kind of what the maneuvers are going to be and what the goals are, as well as the results from the last turn and the Soviet turn. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll start with Army Group North again, as always, because why not? They are good, happy people up there. So this turn, last turn, of course, our objectives were to reach the river, which we did. This turn, we tried to push past the river. We're heading towards Pskov now, so we moved our panzers from these positions along the river, kind of more towards this way. Over here, we had the pocket around that we created from the west of Riga. I thought originally we would be able to pocket these troops so they wouldn't have supplies and be able to reinforce from Soviet lines, but I misunderstood, and I think that they actually had supplies and such on last turn from by way of like sea from this way and such, from Tillinen. It's farther in the north. Tillinen, of course, being like way up here. You can't even see it on the map, but it's way up that way. And then I think they got supplies that way. You can see them now. They actually on the last turn they went ahead and they came to these 2 port towns over here on the coast there that we X'd there, and they were trying to hold on to those ports so that they could escape, I think, next turn. Now, we were able to push them off the port up here and force a couple of retreats, but down here in this port, we were not able to get to them quite in time. Our infantry stalled out just along this little bubble they created, and we weren't able to push them off the port. So if they should retreat this turn, I wouldn't be surprised if these infantry and these divisions, these armor divisions as well, attempt to leave this pocket that we've created here west of Riga. So that might happen on the Soviet turn. We'll see how it all plays out, but overall, I was happy with the Army Group North for this turn. It turned out pretty well for us. And of course, we were able to take the city of Riga as well on our way this way. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And we'll wrap it up here for Army Group North. Wrap it up is the wrong word. We'll stop. That's basically how Army Group North went last turn. If we take a look down here, we'll take a look at Army Group Center right now, which actually also I meant to forget about this here. We tried to also advance our infantry, so we took one army, the purple one over here, and advanced them towards these ports. The other army we had in the infantry in Army Group North, we've tried to advance this way. The plan being that we're probably going to try and take the army and send them to roll up this line here. It looks like the Russians had kind of created a line here facing towards Pskov. Actually, if we go back up there, we can probably demonstrate what it is. So there we go. So you can see like they've created a line here almost of troops here going like that, where our armor wasn't quite able to get through it this turn. We ran out of movement, but hopefully this infantry can come in here from the south and kind of turn them away, push them back a little bit, so that if our armor goes across and takes Pskov, then they can hopefully link up somewhere around this area here. But that's enough about Army Group North. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look down now at the army groups in the south as we go to Army Group Center. Now, during Army Group Center's turn, last turn, we created a pocket over here, which this turn we spent the turn wrapping up here. We attacked from both directions along our border, and we captured a lot of units. In fact, I looked at the I looked at the casualty statistics for this turn. Last turn, we had just under 200,000 Soviets killed or captured on the first turn. This turn, we had another 300,000 on this turn alone that were killed or captured, bringing the total to over 500,000 Soviet troops that are now out of action in the future. So we basically fixed this pocket. We cleaned it up pretty much. There's only a couple forces left in here, and they should be easily dealt with on the next turn. After that, we'll send our forces this way again. We'll send our army back this way, and this army will go this way to kind of link up with the panzers. The panzers, of course, we also sent this way. Originally, we'd planned to envelop a pocket around Minsk, but it looks like the Russians actually fell back last turn over this way. As you can see now, they've actually have a little pocket over here, kind of. Not a pocket, sorry. They have a little defensive line they've started almost along this river, kind of. So the pocket here kind of fell through. We weren't able to collect our forces in there. We weren't able to get there in time to seal them up so they couldn't retreat. But this turn, we were able to push across. We were able to take Minsk itself with one of our units. With I think it was the Totenkopf SS division that took it. And oh, sorry, the Das Reich took it. The Das Reich infantry motorized division took it. And then, of course, over here we were able to get some of our troops from Panzer Group 2 towards the river. And next turn, hopefully, we'll be able to attack. I think we'll probably attack above. We'll go above the line there and try and attack Smolensk from the rear. And we might try and force these guys around here. If we can get a pocket on the next turn over here of these guys, that would be great. But, you know, that's that might be too much as well. They might try and retreat again next turn. The Soviets might fall back a little bit more towards Smolensk. I would figure, though, that they would want to hold on to this city. They would want to try and hold Smolensk for as long as possible. And, you know, holding maybe along this river here where they have a big major river to hold the line on might be a good idea. But even so, I think we're in a pretty good position to turn them away next turn. If we take a look up here, we actually managed to take Vitebsk this turn, which is right here. We managed to get our panzers in there by way of this. So we're fairly close to Smolensk. I mean, we could definitely take it next turn. We have the movement to do it. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not they move the units into position here to block us. And even if they do move units, they'll have to remove units from down here. So we might be able to sneak in around them like this and still threaten Smolensk. That, of course, also comes with the advantage of the added advantage of being able to create a pocket in this area. So if they don't retreat immediately, we should be able to surround them on either and both sides and maybe cause that pocket. But if they decide to hold here, we'll probably be able to pocket them for sure. And I'm sorry, if they retreat, if they try and retreat back to Smolensk, we'll probably be able to take the city a lot easier than we will this way. So I'm pretty happy with how Army Group Center went as well. If we take a look down here, we'll go down to the final Army Group, our Army Group South. Maybe I should zoom out actually and just try and do it this way. There we go, it's a little bit faster. So Army Group South here, there's a lot going on now. We also, this turn, we activated the Romanians down here, as well as our German infantry and divisions that were down in the south, beneath it, or at the Romanian border, sorry. So we made a couple advances this way into the Soviet lines, but not really very far. The Romanians don't have a lot of movement points, so they're not going to get very far at all early on in the game. Later on, they might be a little bit more efficient, but right now, we're basically, it's basically the German show. You know, there's not a lot the Romanians can help us with. So that's what happened in the very far south. But if we look up here at a Army Group South that we were looking at on the first turn, if I can actually get this right about perfect. There we go. One more out. We'll go one more out. Sorry, hold on one second while I play with, I almost did myself, while I play with this thing and try and get it to work. So last turn, we created a pocket around here. We managed to flank our panzers all the way down here. In fact, over here is where we, oh no, right about there actually. We linked up, we were about here last turn. We linked up with the Romanian border, and we basically pocketed this entire area over here with our forces, with our panzers. This turn, you know, we weren't counterattacked at all along the length of our forces. We were able to send some of our panzers in here to kind of help out and condense the pocket that had been formed around the city. We attacked with two armies, an army to the west or northwest of Lvov, and then right above north of Lvov. We were able to take the city quite easily, and we surrendered quite a few forces in here. We pushed them back to the Dniester River over here. And I mean, it should be pretty easy to take out all of the remaining forces. What I think I might do is leave this one army, the burgundy colored army over here. These guys, I don't exactly remember which army number it is. I think it might be like Army 4, no, 2 or something. Anyways, we'll take them, and I think we'll use them to, you know, slowly consolidate this pocket while the rest of the forces kind of try and break out this way. I'd love to be able to take Kiev. We managed to get as far as Rosno this turn and Poskorov down here, but we need to kind of, I think, I mean, if you look at the formation of troops here, they kind of have a line facing against us, in between the swamps up here, the marshes, all the way down to just above Tarnopol. So, I mean, if we keep attacking along this axis, we might run into some trouble. There are some rivers here to slow us down as well if they dig into those rivers. So we might try and bring our panthers and kind of swoop them in around this way if we can next turn, and try and get behind these guys. If we can even, you know, even if we get to Vinitsa down here, we manage to take that city next turn, and then on the following turns we can kind of threaten to encircle these forces as well by you know, if we're here, we can threaten to encircle behind them like this. That might be the best thing for us. It'll force these guys probably to fall back to try and get behind the river here, behind Kiev. Might be the best plan for us. That was a mess of lines and stuff, but Kiev is the ultimate goal down here. Well, not the ultimate goal, but it is the goal for the immediate future for us. That's where I want to be heading our forces. Of course, once we take Kiev, once we get to that river, the Desna River, I think it's called, based on what I'm looking at. Where's my mouse? There we go. Once we get down there, we also want to, we have a wide open terrain down here. There's a lot of stuff, so I think what we want to do is, try and take Kiev. That's one thing. But then look at all this open terrain down here. Like getting down this way to take Sevastopol, which is down there. Being able to take the open terrain down to Rostov, which is over here. Stalino is over here. This city, which I don't know, Kharkov. All these cities are industrial centers that I'd love to be able to take as quickly as possible. But, we're going to have to get past this line of infantry right here. Not infantry. This line of Soviet forces right here so that we can take Kiev. And we can not only threaten to take these cities by opening up an avenue of advance all the way through this open terrain, but also Kiev is also important so that we can threaten to, if we scroll up, we can also threaten to help come up here and support the attack on Moscow, even take Kursk if we have to. So it'll be good to take Kiev. It'll open up opportunities for us, but that's basically what we did there on the first turn. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and simulate the Soviet turn. So I won't show you guys what's going to happen. I'm not going to show you the whole turn. I'm not going to wait while it loads the turn. And then I'll come back and we'll talk about what exactly we want to have happen in the future with the next turn. So here we go. Be back in a second. Movie magic, go! All right, welcome back. Now, looking at the casualties from what happened there last turn, it looks like we've taken 16,000 more casualties in terms of men. We've lost 36 guns, 77 AFVs. And, trucks have been lost. I mean, this is exactly all statistics. If you want to take a look at it, there it is. And for air losses, it's not too bad, I guess, in air losses. They've taken 2,000 losses, though, as of the end of the second turn. So we've done some damage to their airplanes, their aircraft, their air force even. And down on the ground, I mean, we've managed to take out getting close to 600,000 men out of battle. We've killed almost 25,000, captured 350,000, and disabled almost 200,000. So we've done a huge amount of damage to the Russians, to the Soviets. And I can only hope that, going forward, we continue to have these lucky encirclements. Now, let's take a look at what exactly happened there in the last turn. It looks like these guys weren't actually able to escape by way of sea. So, I mean, that's good for me. I mean, these guys are all trapped, it looks like, over here. And of course, these guys here as well, they're all trapped in this area. So I should be able to consolidate this pocket right away, push in here like that. And next turn, we should be able to get them. If we take a look also over here, it looks like the Soviets have decided to make their stand along the river here, the Velakre, looks like. And I'm not sure what that says exactly, the Sinyaya. So it looks like they've decided to make a little stand here, which is okay. We don't have a lot of forces in here to attack them, but perhaps we can force our way in with the infantry on not this turn. Probably the infantry will probably get to about here, but hopefully next turn we can start to roll up this line here. The Panzers might be able to make a breakthrough, but I mean Pskov is within range. I think we could probably make a push for it this way if we wanted to. We'll see how it plays out this round, and we'll come back and test that out all later on. Let's see what else happened here on this Army Group Center. Pardon me. Armor Group Center here, it looks like they have moved to block our advance, so they're actually going to make a stand here as well. Obviously, they decided that Smolensk is where it has to be. This is the place, so they've built up along the river here. We're not really in a position to attack the river, I think. Our armor is a little bit more spread out than I would like it to be. We can try and make a push through perhaps on this turn, but up here, Vitebsk is where it's going to probably happen. Let me take a look up there actually and see how bad it is up there. Oh, did I go too far? No. Well, I mean, they've definitely got some forces. They've definitely got some forces that are in the way. We have a little bit of leeway perhaps, but I don't think we're going to be able to break through on Smolensk on this turn. We should be able to hold on to this, though, is what I'm trying to say. We should be able to hold on to that. I don't think we have to worry about it too much. We need to get these armor guys into position, though, help out down here, and hopefully drive these guys a little bit farther back so that next turn or the turn after we can make a move on Smolensk. Down here, we'll probably try and break through at Mogilev if we can, and probably try and break through that line And, you know, as soon as we get past these lines here, if we get past Mogilev into the airfields over here, when we clear those out, we should be able to maybe turn on Smolensk on next turn as well. Even if we can, you know, even take Smolensk, even if we don't take Smolensk, sorry, and we manage to get past Mogilev, and we attack from the north next turn as well, we might be able to get a nice little pocket down here as well. Maybe create some opportunities there for ourselves. Over here as well, looks like these guys are just left in the pocket, nothing they can really do. So let's scroll all the way down here. Take a look out, and it looks like they've also decided to fortify the line here. Maybe not fortify, but they decided to hold the line right here, and so it's going to basically be an attempt to breach the line. I think our panzers in the south are also a little bit too far out of position. I would like to be able to swing around like that and kind of bypass them, but we're kind of far out of position. The alternative might be to just try and punch right through and maybe try and capture Zotomir this turn or the next turn. Maybe just go like that and kind of an attack like that angle. And down here, this looks a little bit like it'd be difficult to break through. But if we could take Vinitsa as well, that'd be fine with me. So we'll see. We'll have to actually see how it all plays out here on this turn. But that's going to be the plan, I think, is to send ourselves right through the line. Just try and break through. Encirclements will be great, but I think if we break through either down here, or we break through in the middle of the line here, we'll probably force them to withdraw back towards Kiev, and if we can catch them in a pocket up and around here, that would be great. So maybe, in fact, yeah, we'll go down here, we'll try and swoop around like that, and we'll hopefully try and turn their line so they have to readjust like that to protect Kiev, and then we'll hopefully catch them in a pocket around here. So let's try some of those things out. We'll see how this happens. So after this video, you know, I'll make another video for the end of this turn, and I'll let you guys know how it went. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.